In electronic devices and circuit, the first unit is seeing now. In the first unit, already we had seen what is PN junction diode and its structure, how it is working and principle, and what is the application and the advantages in the PN junction diode is seen. So the next important topic is transition and diffusion capacitance. So here we are going to have a study about the PN, similarly the PN junction, depletion layer, capacitance, what is transition capacitance and diffusion capacitance. So PN junction. So this is nothing but metallurgical junction. So in P-type semiconductor and N-type semiconductor, if you join the two material, then you will get a junction that is said to be PN junction. So the above figure, which will represent two blocks of semiconductor material, one will be the P-type and other will be the N-type. So in the PN junction, which is produced by placing a layer of P-type semiconductor, which is next to the layer of N-type semiconductor. So the interface, which is separating N and P type material, will be referred as metallurgical junction or PN junction. So depletion layer is formed at the junction of PN N-type semiconductor material. So this is represented in the diagram. The junction which is formed is said to be depletion layer. So ionized acceptor and donors will be immovable at the metallurgical junction, which will be called as a space charge region. So now we are going to see what is depletion layer. So the before seen figure, which will represent the net positively and negatively charged region for a semiconductor P and N type material junction, where there will be no external electric field applied, that is no external connection or no field, etc. So the net positive and negative regions, which will induce an electric field near the junction in the direction from the N region to the P region, since the electrons and the holes which will be pushed out of the space charge region of the electric field, the region is depleted of any mobile charge is said to be depletion region. So the width of the depletion layer, when you are applying electric field, that means when you are making the PN junction to work in forward bias, the width of the depletion region will be reduced and the barrier potential also reduced. You can see in the second diagram. In the first side diagram, you will not apply any electric field, but in the second diagram, you are applying the forward bias. That means the negative terminal will be connected to the N-type semiconductor material. Positive terminal of battery is connected to the positive P-type semiconductor material, hence it's said to be working in the forward bias. So under the forward bias, the width of the depletion region is reduced, which will make the barrier potential also to reduce. So under the reverse bias condition, that is uh, when the P-type material is connected to the negative terminal and the N-type material is connected to the positive terminal of electric field, it's said to be working, or your PN junction is under for reverse biased. Under reverse bias, the depletion region will be widened, that is increases, and the barrier potential also get increases, which is seen in the second diagram. Now we are going to see what is capacitance. So generally capacitance is nothing but it is a storage device. So it will have two parallel plates. In between the parallel plates will be having dielectric or insulating material. So just we can recall that electric field for a metal sheet, which will be E, capital E equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So between the plates, the two fields, that is one will be positive plate and another will be negative plate, so that the electric field will be equal to sigma by epsilon or E. So Q will be, charge will be given as sigma A, voltage will be given as ED. So in the capacitance is given by Q by V. You can substitute the value of Q and V here, so that you will get sigma A divided by ED. So in that sigma and the sigma will be get cancelled. So finally we'll have only epsilon A divided by D for the capacitance value. So the capacitance is the property which will hold the charge by a capacitor. In case of a parallel plate capacitor, the formula for the capacitance is generally given by C equal to epsilon A by D, which is nothing but Q by V. So where A is cross-sectional area of capacitor plate, D is nothing but separation between capacitor plate. Say epsilon is nothing but absolute permittivity of the medium between the capacitor plate. Q is charge stored on capacitor plate. V is potential applied to the capacitance. Next we are going to see what is transition capacitance. So this is the PN junction diode. So when a PN junction is reverse biased, the depletion region will act as a insulator, that is dielectric material, while the P and N type region on either side have a low resistance and will be acting as a plate similar to your capacitance. Thus, PN junction may be considered as a parallel plate capacitor. The junction capacitance, also termed as a space charge capacitance, and also can be called as transition capacitance, which is denoted by C suffix T. So as said earlier, a reverse bias causes a majority carrier to move away from the junction, thereby uncovering more immobile charges. So the thickness W of the depletion, that is width of the depletion layer, will increases with increase in reverse bias voltage. So this increase in uncovered charge with applied voltage may be considered as a capacitive effect. The incremental capacitance may be defined as a C suffix T equal to change in charge due to the change in voltage, where dq, that is increase in charge within increase in voltage, dV. So the transition capacitance in the case is given as C suffix T equal to epsilon A divided by W. So here the epsilon is the absolute permittivity of the semiconductor medium. A is cross-sectional area of PN junction. W is width of depletion layer and is given by W square equal to 2 epsilon BB divided by small e into 1 by NA plus 1 by ND. So where NA and ND gives a number of donors and acceptors are present in the depletion layer. Otherwise we can write the W by taking square root for the above equation. So here we are going to neglect the value of NA when you are considering NA greater than ND. So you will get the capacitance, that is transition capacitance, as epsilon A root of E ND divided by 2 epsilon BB, which will be equal to A square root of ND divided by VB into root of E epsilon by 2. That is nothing but in the epsilon value in the numerator and denominator will get cancelled, so it will come in the square root in the second part. Next, we are going to see the formula for transition capacitance in case of graded junction. Before that, we saw the capacitance, transition capacitance in case of stepped junction. Now we are going to see for graded junction. So in this case, we are going to assume donor and acceptor numbers are equal, so that the W value will be equal to root of 6 epsilon VB divided by E ND, so that the transition capacitance is given as epsilon A root of E ND divided by 6 epsilon VB, which is equal to A into root of ND divided by VB into root of E epsilon divided by 6. So now we are going to see diffusion capacitance. Before we start that transition capacitance, now we are going to see the diffusion capacitance. So the difference between these two capacitance are nothing but the biasing. So there you will be using reverse bias, but here in the diffusion capacitance you will be using forward bias. So when your PN junction diode is forward bias, a capacitance which is much larger than the transition capacitance comes into play. So this type of capacitance is said to be diffusion capacitance, which is denoted by C suffix D. So formula for diffusion capacitance is given here, that is CD equal to dQ by dV, where dQ represents the change in number of minority carrier which is stored outside the depletion region when a change in voltage across the diode dV is applied. If gamma is mean lifetime of charge carrier, then a flow of charge, that is capital Q, will yield a diode current I, which is given as I equal to Q by gamma. In case of forward bias current, we consider I equal to I naught into e power V divided by eta Vt minus 1. So charge is written as gamma into I naught into e power V divided by eta Vt minus 1 equal to gamma into I naught e power V by eta Vt, as EV by e power V by eta Vt is very higher than 1. So the diffusion capacitance can be written as CD equal to change in charge by change in voltage, that is dQ by dV. So just you can replace the Q value here, so that you will get d of gamma I naught e power V by eta Vt divided by V dV. So if you differentiate the value with respect to the voltage, then you will get only gamma into I plus I naught divided by eta into Vt. Here you are going to consider the I value very high compared to the I naught, so you are going to omit the I value, so you will be considering only I naught. Therefore finally you will get the CD value as gamma into I naught divided by eta into Vt. So this is the graph for transition and diffusion capacitance. So diffusion capacitance is represented in the right side and transition capacitance is represented in the left side. So here you are going to plot the graph between the voltage and the capacitance. So voltage in the positive, that is which is in the forward bias, will give diffusion by a capacitance, but in the reverse bias you will get the transition capacitance, that is represented in the graph.